and welcome to TV News broadcasted on Tay Ninh radio and television station with some latest events in Tay Ninh province. And now we come into details. Recently, at the relic area of the Southern Party School, the predecessor of the Academy of Politics Region 2 in Tân Lộc Commune, Tân Bình District, the delegation of Academy of Politics Region 2 coordinated with the delegation of Security University and Tay Ninh Provincial Youth Union to organize the Returning to the Roots, visiting the stele, and had a meeting to celebrate the 90th anniversary of the establishment of Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union, March 26, 1931, March 26, 2020.
At the meeting, the delegates reviewed the glorious traditional history of Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union, established on March 26, 1931. Over 90 years of construction and development under the leadership of Vietnam Communist Party and President Ho Chi Minh, the generations of youth union members, Vietnamese youth, have been constantly making efforts to study, train, fight, and pioneer in revolutionary struggle movements for the cause of national liberation, building socialism, and defending the fatherland. The tradition of patriotism, the will of young people are always present wherever face difficulties. The spirit of steadiness and creativity, as well as many typical examples of sacrificing for the country and people of generations of youth union members, youths who greatly contributed to the writing of the heroic history pages of Vietnam.
Under the direction of Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc, Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Chairman of Tay Ninh Provincial Election Commission, agencies, organizations, and units need to focus on wisdom, promote democracy and responsibility to coordinate and organize very well the negotiation conference at residence and workplace to candidates for the election of deputies to the National Assembly and People Council at all levels in accordance with the provincial of laws.
According to the election process, Vietnam Fatherland Front Committee of Tay Ninh Province is preparing to collect opinions of voters at the workplace and residence to candidates for the election of deputies to the 15th National Assembly and People's Councils at all levels for the 2021-2026 term. This is an important step for voters to promote their ownership in the selection of representatives to be in power agencies of the state. Chairman of Tay Ninh Provincial Election Commission stressed the election commissions at all levels in the area must be well organized, closely and democratically for voters to express their opinions, aspirations, and select qualified people to the National Assembly delegation and People's Councils at all levels on May 23, 2021.
The Tay Ninh City People's Committee has just held a conference to summarize the administrative reform and the emulation and commendation work in 2020, signing the emulation agreement in 2021. In 2020, the direction and administration of administrative reform tasks of agencies, units in the city continue to be promoted. The publication of administrative procedures well implemented. The administrative procedures were publicized on the city web portal. The kiosk searched the city's administrative procedure information and posted it at the Department of Result Reception and Returning of City Wards and Communes, facilitating favorable conditions for the people and businesses in searching and implementing administrative procedures. Regarding the emulation and commendation work, in 2020, the City Emulation and Commendation Council, agencies and units pay attention to launching and implementing emulation movements associated with the political tasks of each agency and unit. Thereby, the indicators of the socio-economic development, national defense and security achieve good results. Recently, the People's Committee of Go Dau District held a periodic meeting in March 2021 In the first quarter of 2021, the People's Committee of Goyal District directed and managed to well implement the tasks of socio-economic development, national defense and security according to the proposed plan, showing through some main results. Specifically for the total area of annual crops cultivation in the winter-spring crop of 2020-2021, the whole district has planted nearly 9,800 hectares, reaching over 100% of the plan. It continued to well implement measures to prevent and control diseases on livestock and poultry. The capital allocation right from the beginning of the year, creating conditions for early implementation of new projects. Construction transition works were on schedule, disbursement achieved according to the assigned capital plan. Estimated state budget revenue in the first quarter was over 46 billion Vietnam dong, achieving over 23% of the plan assigned by the province. Except for achievements, there were still a few limitations that need to be considered. Leaf mosaic on cassava plants and fall armyworm on corn stalks still have arisen in the winter-spring crop of 2020-2021. The situation of property theft, gambling, crush, etc. have been still happening. The Farmers Association of Hoa Thanh Thao is piloting the model of growing hydroponic vegetables with fish farming in Sengku Quarter, Lâm Thị Bắc Ward. The model of growing vegetables with fish farming is also known as aquaponic. Specifically, the model is a combination between fish farming and hydroponic vegetable cultivation. Hydroponic vegetable cultivation doesn't need land to grow, only needs stands, water and nutrition sources. The vegetables grow above will help to purify the water source for the fish, and waste from fish is also a good organic source for green vegetables. This model of growing vegetables in combination with self-contained fish farming can be applied in small spaces in households. The model is piloted in 2 crops in 2020 and winter-spring crop of 2021. Then preliminary assesses the efficiency and replicates to households in Hoa Thanh Thao in 2022.
Ladies and gentlemen, propaganda on the election of deputies to the 15th National Assembly and People's Councils at all levels for the 2021-2026 term was conducted from February 2021 in Tay Ninh, the peak from April 2021 to the election day, May 23, 2021, and after the end of the election, the results will be announced. Currently, the localities and media agencies in the province are actually implementing propaganda contents so that the people understand clearly the meaning of the election.
In each phase, its audience-specific and key contents to focus on propaganda. Following that spirit, over the past time, the units and localities in the whole province have actually propagated in many forms, such as conference, forums, union activities, road system of posters, banners, and slogans, itinerant propaganda, through the media system, the press, and through cultural, physical training and sport activities. It must be said that the propaganda is the number one key task to make people understand the meaning, importance, as well as the role, responsibility, rights, and obligations of citizens in the election of the National Assembly, as well as the People's Councils at all levels. Secondly, it will promote propaganda, especially how to let people understand and grasp the candidates' programs so that they can choose qualified representatives to be in the powerful agencies of the National Assembly as well as of the province. Implementing the general direction of Tay Ninh Provincial Election Commission, Tay Ninh Radio and Television Station has increased the duration and frequency of broadcasting on the infrastructure, including radio, television, YouTube channel TayNinhTV, website, Facebook, etc. New program towards the election of deputies to the 15th National Assembly and People's Council at all levels 2021-2026 tenure. Questions and answers about the election of National Assembly delegation and People's Councils at town levels for the term of 2021-2026, updating the progress of preparing elections in its daily news program. Not only information about the atmospheres of local election preparations, propaganda subcommittees, functional agencies, mass organizations actively reflect the public opinions on the election, fight against false information, fake news of the opportunistic elements before the election. The election in the world has been also regularly propagated on the system of loudspeakers as well as related loudspeaker cluster of the city so that all people know the important date of election is May 23rd. The propaganda content aims at helping people see the significance and importance of the election of deputies to the 15th National Assembly and People's Councils at town levels for the term of 2021-2026. By that, it creates an atmosphere of exciting emulation, excitement and trust in the entire party committee and the people so that the election really becomes a great festival of the entire people.
That's all for today's news. Thank you for being with us and goodbye for now.